Marika is in Harrow. Marika, good evening. What's your question?
Hi, Daniel. I took out a pet insurance policy about a year ago with a £4,000 condition limit, and we've recently had to use our policy, and the insurer has now stopped paying out, even though they've only just paid over £3,000. So I wrote to them and spoke to someone today, and they've said that the reason for this is because we have to pay 20% of all of the fees due to the age of our dog and the excess.
Are these vets fees, Marika?
Yes, they are. Sorry, yeah. So I do agree with having to pay 20%, but given that the policy says that the £4,000 is a benefit, it's only really a benefit if we get the whole £4,000. And the gentleman that I spoke to said this does happen a lot because people don't understand that they will only pay out so much. I did read the terms and conditions, and it does say that a co-payment is payable, which I agree with. But their wording is that it's deducted from the condition limit. Now, I read that as them kind of clarifying that we do have to pay 20% of the fees. I didn't read it as your limit isn't actually £4,000; it's more closer to £3,000. So is this actually...
So let me just clarify. You understood the policy to be saying that for vets fees up to £5,000, they'd pay £4,000, you'd pay £1,000. But what the insurance company is saying that they will only pay a maximum of £3,200 no matter how high the vet fees are, because the £4,000 limit bites before you pay your 20%.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
But I just read it as £4,000 benefit, so they would pay £4,000.
Yeah. Does the policy say in those clear terms £4,000 benefit? Because if it says that, that's the end of the matter.
It says the benefit limit is £4,000, and then it does go on to explain about the co-payment, but I don't think the co-payment is written clearly enough to say that they will only pay out, say, £3,200 roughly.
Yeah, I understand. What animal have you got, Marika?
A dog.
What sort of dog?
He's a Jack Russell.
Is she or he okay now?
He has just passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. How old was he?
He was 12 years old, and he had a really good few years with us because he was a rescue dog. And we still got kind of outstanding invoices from the vets because, we tried to do everything that we could to save him.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that, because not enough people look after rescue dogs, particularly at the moment. We all know how there's a lot of dogs being abandoned that people got in the first lockdown and then just couldn't keep up with looking after them. I take my hat off to you for doing that, Marika, and thank you. To answer the question, it's all going to depend on how clear the wording was, how clear the get out bit was. If it was in tiny print and there were big letters saying £4,000 benefit, and the get out, the exception, was in tiny little letters buried deep, the ombudsman or a court is going to say that's not sufficiently drawn to your attention, it's not binding, and the insurance company has to cough up the full £4,000. If, however, it was quite clear on a one-piece sheet of A4 under the heading £4,000 limit, and then underneath it directly in a decent-sized font it explained the position, then the ombudsman or a court is going to say that was brought to your attention sufficiently clearly, and the insurance company is only liable for £3,200. I can't tell you which one of the two it is because I haven't got the piece of paper in front of me, Marika. But is that a helpful steer?
That is, yes. I was hoping that you would say that the financial ombudsman would take this seriously, I guess. I
think they will take it seriously, but the insurance company might be able to justify it if they have printed the exception in big enough font and brought it to your attention. Marika, are you going to get another dog?
One day. We would love to rescue another dog one day because we feel that, we gave Dixie kind of the best few years that he wouldn't have otherwise had. So we will. And can I just recommend the organisation?
Please do.
That we went through. We went through the Dogs Trust. They were absolutely fantastic when we met Dixie and since then. And I would always suggest people look at getting a rescue dog before they get a puppy.
Well, thank you, and I'm sure Dixie had a wonderful few years with you, and thank you for everything you've done.